Hello and welcome everybody. We have the NA patch notes, June 11th. We're going to get right into it. We have some PVE changes, also some more events, but we'll get to those at the end. So first off, we have Ranger Succession getting some touch-ups. So the Prime Tearing Arrow can only be fired now when fully charged, and changed to not cancel the motion with the right mouse button. You must now use a different skill to cancel the skill. Flow Bypassing Wind has been changed to always combo into the stationary firing mode after the Prime Tearing Arrow, and it's been changed to no longer trigger this skill with RMB alone. It will now only be performed with LMB plus RMB or Shift RMB. PVE damage, we have some adjustments, so overall Prime Razor Wind is going up to 5,200%, PvP damage going down to 25.8%. Prime Charging Wind is going up to 3,000 damage on the initial, charge attack 13,864, with a critical hit rate of 100% with fully charged. PvP and damage only going down to 47.3%, and the charge attack 38.89. Damage reduced during cooldown and PvE only. Prime Tearing Arrow, we have a damage increase up to 5,240%, with 37.9 PvP application, which is up and down depending on where you go, but overall this should be a slight net positive. The Prime Blasting Gust, not a big damage change to 4,400 on the first attack, the last attack going up a bit more to 6,000. First attack damage applies at 20.6% and the last attack at 32.07. Prime Blasting Gust, the damage is going up to 3,195%, and PvP application dropping hard to 25.4%. I don't think this is going to be equal, so there should be a net positive even in PvP here. Well, actually a net loss in PvP. Descending Current, we see 3,200% going up to 4,000. PvP application dropping a whole 12% almost to 48.4. In Awakening, there's one tiny change. The regeneration skill is going from 11-second cooldown to 7. Then we have Berserker being touched upon similarly. So we have the Prime Predatory Hunt, PVE the damage going up to 6,490%, last attack going up to 10,900, PvP application going down to 46.6. Falling Rock damage has also been adjusted. Frenzied Destroyer going up to 5,200 and 6,000%, PvP application going up to 34.7, and the extra attack to 39.9, also down in both cases. Prime Fierce Strike, damage is going up to 7,090. Attack 2 is the same. The Beast Form going up to 5,043%. Beast Form application going to 27.97. And the regular one to 29.6. Beastly Wind Slash, we see the damage going up by roughly 800 to 8,988 on both hits. PvP application going down by 2%, roughly to 15.8. Windstorm's damage has also been adjusted. Raging Thunder, we see going up by around 1,200 on the 15 hits. The last attack damage going up from 3,000 to 3,700. PvP application going down by roughly 7% to 34.5. Ancient Wave going up to 11,498, so almost 11,500%. PvP application dropping down 4% to 28.8. Prime Devastation going up to 10,900, which is a little bit over 1,000% increase. Then we have the PvP application dropping down by 4 to 24.3. Fearsome Tyrant going up to 10,500 and last attack damage to 9,000. PvP application going down to 20%. Then we're continuing with Woosa, Prime Stormfall. We see the damage going up to 5,600%. This is Succession, by the way. And attack 2 as well. Last attack damage going up to 6,200. PvP application dropping 6% to 24.24. Wingbeat damage going up by 1,100 roughly to 6,100 and 12,250. That's almost that is a 2,200% increase on attack 2. PvP application is sitting at 24 and 34 instead of 30 and 42. Prime Cloud Rise damage is going up to 4,300 and 7,200%. PvP application dropping down by roughly 7 to 32.95. The Stormbolt's damage is going up to 9,300 as well. Sagunja Plum, the damage is going up by 900% on the attack, with application going down 6% to 31.6. The Sagunja Orchid skill going up to 6,200, 1,100% increase. PvP application dropping down by roughly 6% to 28.3. Then we have Sagunja, the Chrysanth going up to 12,600% for one times 1 max 3 hits. Almost a 2,000. Actually, it is a 2,000% increase with a PP application drop of 4% to 21.2. Sagunja Bamboo going up to 4,500, a little less than 1,000%. PP application dropping down by 9. The Bamboozled damage is going up a tiny bit to 3,900 as well. Kaleidoscope Swirl going up to 4,900, 90% increase. The Spin attack going up by 900 as well to the same amount. PP application dropping down by 7%. This might be a net loss. Cloud Carve, damage is going up by 200% on attack 1 to 3,800, attack 2 by 300 for 4,800, and PvP application dropping down by between 1 and 2% to 45.3. And then finally we have the Thunderstroke skill going up roughly, I think that's 500%, 6,200 in the end, with a PvP application dropping down by 4 roughly to 45.5. Actually, it is 4%. Then we have Maegu Succession being touched upon similarly. So we have the Fox Spirit tag going up to 7,160. PvP application dropping down by 3.5, roughly to 35.4. Prime Bared Claws going up to 2,000 damage on attack 1 and 4,100 on attack 2. PvP application dropping from 77 to 55. Prime Ghost Bomb, the damage is going up to 4,240%. PvP application dropping down by 11 to 66. Prime Soul Tear, we see a 2,000% increase to 7,080. And we have a PvP application going down to 35.9. That's a big cut. I think that's going to be a net loss in PvP. Gain in PvE, loss in PvP. Pedal Play going up a huge chunk by roughly 4,500. We go up to 13,600. PvP application dropping hard to 25.83% though, from 38. I do think this might still be a net positive though. Fox Flare, we're going up 5,000% on the attack to 15,081. PvP application dropping down to 23.5 from 35. Spirit Swirl, we see an increase of 2,900 to 9,900 on attack 1. Attack 2 going up to 8,100 from the 5,700. PvP application dropping down by roughly 8% to 20.1. Flower Shroud, damage is going up by roughly 1,100 to 3,600. Attack 2 damage going up by more to 7,200. PvP application dropping from 20 to 14.5%. Bristling Sparks, we see the damage increase by roughly 3,000 to 9,200 on the first 2 hits. Third attack going up to 10,900. That's almost a 3k increase. PvP application dropping from 23 to 17.1. Spirited Away, we go from 5,000 to 2,000 damage. Second attack going up only to 5,800. PvP application dropping from 17.8 to 12.7. Absolute Charmed, the attack damage is going up to 3,600. PvP application going from 75.6 to 54.06. Prime Lurking Claws, the damage is going up to 2,500, 2,500, and 5,000 on the 3 attacks. PvP application going from 46.4 to 33.1. Prime Heavenward Dance, damage is going up by 1,500 to 5,000. Attack 2 to 7,500, that has the bigger increase. PvP application going from 36.7 to 26.2. However, Fan of Flames going up by 600% to 2,000. And the PvP application dropping hard from 79.8 to 57%. This is definitely a net loss, I think. And then we have the Nocturi Dance going up from 6,500 to 9,200. PvP application dropping 10% or almost 11 to from 40.9 to 29.22. Dosa also getting touched up, so here we have also a lot of damage numbers thrown out. So Cloud Veil, the 4 attacks are going to 7,350. The PvP application going from 34.9 to 29.15. Then we have Prime Flow Blinding Slash. We going from 6,600 to 7,900 damage. PvP application going from 32.9 to 27.4. The Rising Slash 3 is going from 7,200 to 8,600. PvP application going from 32.83 to 26.9. Twin Slash going from 5,800 to 7,000. and the PvP application going from 37.3 to 31.09. Fog Cleave going up as well, from 5,500 to 6,600, and the third attack going from 7,000 to 8,400. Attack damage or attack application going down 5% to 23.3 on the first two attacks, and 54.7 on the third attack, which is a 11% loss. Absolute DPAs going up only 400% to 2,100. PvP application dropping hard though from 81.6 to 62.7. Prime Cloudspire going up by roughly 600% to 3,500. PvP application dropping from 32.4 to 27.05. Spring Frost, we're going up to 4,300 on attack 1. Attack 2 going up to 12,600. The application is going down to 33.01 for the first attack and 24.4 on the second attack. Autumnal Blitz, attack 1 is going up to 2,300, very small increase for the 7 hits. Attack 2 damage, however, going up to 11,900. And PvP application is sitting at 26.2 and 35.28 on the second attack. Continuing, we have Winter Squall going up a tiny amount on attack 1 to 3,000. Attack 2 getting a slightly bigger increase to 9,000. PvP application is going to sit at 35.98. Very small decrease there on attack 1. And a similar small decrease on attack 2 to 32.7. The Warrior Fog effect is getting a roughly 300% increase, but the damage application is going down by 1% to 18.1. Taeguk, attack 1 is going up a tiny bit to 4,300. Attack 2 damage going up to 11,500. PvP application going from 36.7 to 37.5. Morning Fog is going for up from 8,400 to 10,100. PvP application is dropping by 4%. This might actually be a net positive again for PvP as well. And then we have Prime 4 Seasons going up a tiny bit to 3,000 on attack 1, 13,200 on attack 2. PvP application dropping down by 6% on attack 1 to 31.4, and by roughly, that's 5% to 27.45 on attack 2. Continuing on, we have Deadeye as the last class touched upon this time around. So we have the the absolute run and gun. Damage is going up on the regular rounds to 4,000 damage. The application going down to 32.6. Morning rounds going up as well to 3,600. 32.6 being the damage application there as well. Absolute Bullet Storm, regular ammo is going to hit for 5,800 damage now for the 12 hits instead of 4,300. PvP application dropping down 8% to 21.8. Morning rounds going up a bigger chunk to 5,300 for 12 hits. PvP application dropping down by roughly 8% to 21.7. Star Spangled Barrage is going from 12,600 to 15,000% damage. PvP application dropping down by only 4% from 31.5 to 26.4. There are no changes for the morning rounds, but I do think there's going to be a PvP net positive again. But definitely a big gain on PvE. Perfect Storm is going up from 5,100 to 6,300 on the regular ammo. PvP application dropping by 6% to 22.7. Morning rounds are going up a good chunk as well to 5,500 for the 12 hits. But PvP application dropping to 22.76 as well, matching the regular rounds. And then finally we have the From Canary with Love. The attack 1 damage going up 600% to 3,600 on the first attack. Second attack going up to 8,800 with a 29.9% application. And the morning rounds going up to 3,100 and 7,800 respectively on the 2 attacks. And the PvP application dropping down to 30.6. Then we have some regular class changes. Ranger Flow Bypassing Wind. There was an issue where the character would continue rotating. That was apparently fixed. Will of the Wind, they adjusted the visual effect to match the actual area on Ranger. Sorcerer's Dream of Doom, they fixed an issue where the casting complete status remained active even after switching to a non-combat stance in certain situations. Corsair, Tidesplitter Petrarca, they fixed an issue where the landing motion would persist even after reaching the ground in certain terrain. And then on Woosa's Flitting Step and Chain Flitting Step, it's been changed to also apply invincibility during super armor in PvE only. Then we have a small change for farming. They changed the amount of crop health being reduced when crops are attacked by birds. Before it was 4.16%, now it will be 0.25. As a result, crops that require 20 hours to grow, the grow time will no longer exceed the 24 hours, even if the maximum number of bird attacks occur. However, the time may increase if pruning or killing pest occurs. So if you're pruning a lot, your time might still extend past the 24 hours. Then we have the Imperial Training Delivery Invoice improvements. So the event Imperial Training Delivery Invoice is actually changing, or better said, getting some value changes. You'll be able to get an extra Imperial Steed and an extra Tier 8 Golden Horse, some extra Celerity Draughts, Stonetail Windmills, Courser's Auras, Crocodile Horse Gear Crafting Boxes, Fiery Celerity Draught, and Crocodile Origin Stones. Beyond that, we also have new mass processing recipes coming and storage location changes for a few recipes. So we have the Secret Book of Old Florin Crow's Trade Voucher, or Parlay Voucher, being changed to be mass processable. This is pretty much doable with Black Stone Powder as before. And the storage location will be changed from the Pearl inventory to the regular inventory with the addition of the mass processing. And with these changes, the Floramus Petal, Secret Book of Florin, Liana's, and Ludovic's Catalyst will all be placed into your Heidel storage, and you'll be able to pick them up there. They also change the storage location for the following items as well. The item collection increase scroll, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, the advanced, and the combat skill XP 300% scrolls. And as a result of this change, any items in your possession were moved to the Heidel storage as well. Monster Zone wise, we have the City of the Dead and Yzrahid profit adjustments. So we have the amount of Marks of Black Sand being increased. So across the board, all mobs in City of the Dead will, instead of giving 2 to 4, give 4 to 6. The Temaloon Creed Knight will go from 120 to 210 to 220 and 2 to 250. However, Agris consumption on the regular mobs will go from 6 to 9. Further, they also increased the drop rate for the Essence of Devouring by roughly 20%, and they also added the Kabua's Artifact and Kabua's Fragments to the loot table there. And for Yzrahid Highlands, it's a smaller increase, but the Corrupt Power Source will be increased on the Overcharged Kylar from 100 to 110 to 200 to 240. The Agris Fever consumed when defeating the Overcharged Kylar will also be increased from 132 to 264. They also changed the Bamboo Legion archers that appeared during Bamboo Legion's Calamity 8 to 10, so they're stunned when they're attacked from behind while running away from bandits, or nearby enemies, not bandits. Increased the movement speed of the tracking patterns summoned upon defeating the Tiger Changui during Odukshini's Calamity from 8 to 10 by 70%. Further, they decreased the AP of the Adania bosses, Demon Lord of the Amber Wilds, Enslar by 7%. And finally, they fixed an issue where the name and HP bar of Enslar remained visible while teleporting. Quest and Knowledge. The Balonos, the Alchemist and his daughters will now be accepted from Alastin. They also changed the temporary quest Pieces of Adana to be permanently available, so the thrones will always be available for everybody, including the extra piece of Adana you get. UI-wise, they changed the image on the Node War Marine Node UI. They improved the location and share pings sent to party members in AOS to work without holding shift as well. Web-wise, they added a function that allows the users connecting from USA, Europe, and European territories to confirm and change cookie policies and settings via the notice at the bottom of the official website. And they changed a region label from Asia to Asia THSEA when visiting website from Steam Black Deserts page. Then we have some general modifications and changes. Crocodile is having another existential crisis, being a Doom and not a Doom at the same time. They also fixed an issue where the remote installation of annexes will not function properly after Blue Battlefield. They also improved awkward terrain visuals near the water's edge near Kislev Crag. Fixed an issue where gathering with an empty bottle near Curio, the professor of fishing at Ophi Academy would obtain a bottle of seawater instead of river water. They improved the rules for which boss tab opens at the top of the boss info UI. When multiple bosses are alive, the leftmost boss tab among them will now open. They also updated the description for enhancing Tuvala adventure gear in the Black Spirit Pass, improved the Season Pass so you can view the rewards again via the View Black Spirit Pass rewards button, even after completing it. They fixed an issue where the Ozekia Adventurer's Tale did not progress properly, then an awkward animation on the Etherion Jordine's True Intent quest. Updated the knowledge entry for the Guild Ballista Arrow. You will now be able to get that from Duncan, the Guild Military Supply Manager in Velia. They fixed an issue where Purio, the wharf manager at Shikatu Abandoned Pier, could not be found in the Find NPC and also was not displayed. Improved the items of the Avenged Giovann Grolin's support scrolls. Then they fixed an issue where the dance to your own beat social action would fall out of sync from the second loop onward when performed with your attendant. Fixed some issues where objects could be placed mid-air through certain methods in the residences. Fixed some issues where screenshots could not be uploaded on the official website if the description contained a tab. Gamepad mode fixes. They improved the natural snapping in the enhancement UI. Also added the function to remotely install forts and annexes in the world map. Fixed the issue where you could not scroll the Alliance member list using the R button on the controller in the Alliance member status UI. And finally, they mitigated the issue where an invisible thicket appeared at a specific location in the Balanos Mountains, mitigated an issue where characters could not move properly after climbing onto certain areas of open island, updated the description of crafting materials and the knowledge entry for the Sacred Book of Florin, improved the description text for the Blessing of Cronstone items to be clearer, improved the tooltip description that appears when hovering over race icons in the Monster Zone info UI, fixed some issues where production items for production nodes added on the June 4th update were not displayed on the world map if contribution points had not been invested, and they fixed an issue where the guild buffs were also applied when applying a skill preset in AOS. Going into the events, we have Global Friendly Match exclusive. This is for today only, or pretty much today only. We have June 12th at 9 p.m. PDT or 04 UTC. You have the Cronstones, item collection scrolls, secret books of Florin, high quality perfume box, and Deep Sea. You need to be watching the official Twitch livestream from Black Desert to get the extra drops, so do check it out. This is a friendly match between Korea and Japan. Then we have a joyride for to the stable, June 11th to 25th. Pretty much the red hair chosen period is being extended. We have a mountain training hot time. Otherwise, you'll also have the extra quest from Lorenzo Murray for an extra 100 Royal Fern Roots. So if you need those, here's your chance. And otherwise, we have the general exchange event with the increase of the tokens. Packages and bundles for sale. Now is the best time to get a friend into BDO. We have 90% off the bundles again, or 50% off. And otherwise on Steam, the same sales, 90%, 50% off the bundles. Then we have a Subjugate for rewards. They're trying out a combat pass where you are effectively defeating monsters in any monster zone to claim rich rewards. There is a special pass if you really feel like it. I don't really think it's going to be necessary. One monster killed is 1 point, nothing too bad. Basic rewards do look pretty decent. You get a more paints, a Leon's Tears item increase scrolls, Foxfire, a 150 stack instead of a 250, Supreme Old Moon box, and otherwise Choose Your Warm Journey box, which can have some Camasylvia blessings, inventory increases, Artisan's Memories, or Cronstones. Otherwise, you have a few other gamble boxes. But if you feel like it, this can be a nice little bonus for you. And finally, we're in the Pro Shop update. So we have some new packs, 60% off Double Transcended Premium Pack with Woosa and Maegu since they're getting their buffs. It's a Gamba box, nothing crazy. Double Resplendent Premium Pack, also Gamba. Then we have Choose Your Special, also Gamba. Mostly Gamba boxes this time. We do have the Combat Special Pass, obviously getting its little bonus with 3,000 pearls. Triple Main Pack, 33% off, always nice. Crocodile Feather Pack, if you are so inclined, or you can get the Mount Brand Spellstone, 10% off. That's a nice little bonus if you really feel like it. Guru's Choose Your Training Pack, it's a horse event, not surprised it's there. Combat Focus Pack, Life Focus Pack, they've been putting these out now every once in a while. Don't really think they're worth it. Seraph is getting the Coco outfit, however, and the Cantabil and Eorium. Wukong is now getting the El Pento added, also the Cantabil and Eorium. And then finally, we have 10% off the Fences of Abundance. And with that, I wish you the absolute best of luck in BDO, and I'll hopefully see you around.